I was riding the eastern half of Timor-Leste on a CB150 just to explore. I might as well have a big sign plastered across my chest, needs help, because everywhere I pull up someone will stop. Sometimes it's intrigue, sometimes titillation, but always very helpful. The guy on that scooter waved his arms around, yelled a bit, and basically we understood nothing of what each other was saying, except that he was kind of saying, "Follow me." For all I knew, he was looking forward to the idea of a big fat ransom for a white guy held up, or maybe just a hungry cannibal. But either way, he was heading in the direction I was going to be going anyway, and I really did need help because I was stuck out in the middle of nowhere without a tent and with no sense of accommodation anywhere. So follow I did. Are they discussing ransom price or what seasoning to add to the Daniel stew? Who knows? I sure don't. Nothing for it, might as well keep following. And so begins a conversation with the second group with whom my tour guide discusses the strange foreigner in tow. Perhaps my tour guide is looking for someone to manage the ransom process. I reckon that's it. Anyway, conversation number 3 seems to have produced no fruit. I'm just riding around Timor, and these roads are a lot slower than I expected. So I'm not going to get to where I thought I would. I thought I could get to Com today, and so now I'm just looking for somewhere to sleep. Somewhere here, there.
Barang Kenlin Timor. Ito ma siap sampai beli nengkel laki lah. Nengkel saya mau parting se. Okay. Go with my father to take a rest.
He's your father?
Yes. He's my father.
Okay. Obrigado.
Yeah. Take a rest after kono.
Okay. Obrigado. Well, there still might be the ingredients for a soup or the subject of a ransom, but at least we've now had some English communication. Oh really? Here? Okay. No, I'm not going to be turned into human soup or held for ransom. I have in fact been given lodgings for the night. This is just another group in a continuous stream of people who've gone out of their way to help just because I'm there. From here the roads went from rough to rougher to rougherest, but the scenery remained spectacular all the way through. I wonder what this road sign might say. I wonder if it might be something about a road closure. The detour, presuming that's what it is, was rather long and did have me actually wondering whether that was what's going on or whether I'd misunderstood. But before too long we were back on the same route and all was well once more. It really does sound like a white guy riding past is the most exciting thing that's happened all week. Oh dear, Google Maps doesn't actually show two roads diverging in this yellow wood. I'm just going to have to take a best guess at whether I head to the left or the right. Let's try left. If nothing else, left is a pretty route. I really should have checked again if GPS had me on Google's route, but alas, I did not. Just don't think I'll ever get used to the chunks falling out of the Timor roads. This road got narrower and rockier and eventually steeper. It just began to not really feel right. But I stubbornly pushed on. No, it's got far too ridiculous. I have to pull over and check Google Maps. What a surprise. I am now woefully off route and have something like a 20-minute ride to get back to the diverged roads in the not actually very yellow wood. Didn't actually faze me very much because again I'm really on the road for the journey, not the destination, and I'll find somewhere to pull up when I need to and just enjoy the process. Must be about back to that tree by now, surely. Since Google was a little bit ambiguous, maybe it's time to ask some locals. I want to go here to...
Los palos, ¿no?
yeah.
Darang di sini, Pak?
Just there?
Sim.
Yeah. Obrigado.
Nada.
Morning. Always good to double check, and now that I'm heading in the original direction, I can see my diverged roads quite clearly here and have confirmation that in fact I do need to turn to the right. On we go. Not again, another choice of roads not marked on Google. I think I'm going to try the right again. It served me well last time. It's getting pretty muddy, pretty rough, pretty narrow. But this time I did check Google Maps a little bit more frequently. So I had confidence that at least it was heading in the right direction, even though it was just phenomenal for a main, if in fact maybe only road through these parts. Just incredible that this is the access locals have. Got a bit bogged here and was a little concerned that bike and boy were both going to end up in the mud. One more pothole conquered, but plenty more to come. It's definitely better to go around rather than through the potholes whenever that's possible. This is pretty trivial as far as creek crossings go, but just really not keen to drop the bike, so thinking through the options carefully before rushing through. Goodness, that feels better on the other side. GoPro ran out of juice just before this major pothole. In the end, I hopped off the bike and walked on the right hand side while leaving the bike in first gear and sort of nursing the clutch to pull it through beside me. It was a bit unconventional, but it got us through. The hardest parts of the trip, including a 50-metre river crossing, really mountainous, rugged territory, were unfortunately beyond my GoPro battery, so it wasn't until I got to the resort on the northeast corner that I was able to be filming again. And what a contrast my stay in Com made from the few days prior. It's a truly beautiful part of the world, and it was a relaxed, peaceful environment. I just sat for a day, enjoying the beach and the environment. I was up before dawn for some sunrise filming. The drone gives some great perspectives of things like the locals doing their net fishing just off the beach. But soon enough it was time to head back to Dili. back on the north coast, so the roads are so much easier to ride. I stopped for a bite of lunch at a seaside cafe. And from here it was a fairly familiar couple of hours of ride back to Dili, so I felt like I was basically already home. over the crest of the hill just past this bus will be the first sight of Dili. Coming now into the crazy Dili traffic, but I'm fairly familiar with it at this point and reasonably comfortable weaving like a shuttle through a weaver's loom. And this is probably the point where a few of my relatives should stop watching just for blood pressure reasons. The circuitous route through Dili is a little like a mouse navigating a maze, but I kind of had the hang of it, and within short order was pulling into the street where Tracy's homestay is. Very, very ready to put my feet up and recover from 5 pretty long, tough days' ride. But it was glorious to be out in the Timor countryside, and just what I needed after a few weeks being cooped up in the Dili city. So many thanks to Rob for lending me the CB 150. Really appreciate it, and just delighted to see a little bit more of the country before I attempt to head to Indonesia. Stay tuned for the next video as I share a little bit about what was involved in getting into Indonesia. So very good to be back at my home for the last month.